Hello, and welcome to Lata Oasis, a 10-acre smallholding in the east of England.
10 acres that is slowly being rewilded and will eventually be left to a local wildlife trust, providing a home for nature and wildlife in perpetuity. Hello, this video covers a holiday we had combining two different types of safari. A Kruger self-drive safari, and in the same trip we went off to a private safari lodge in the Timbavati Private Nature Reserve area. The differences between the two are quite considerable, and we will do a video covering that one of these days, because we've had a number of self-drives in the Kruger, and we've been to a number of private, if you like, safaris. What we thought we'd do is give you some differences, the pros, the cons, the ups and downs. There's no right or wrong about it, it's all subjective, it's what people prefer, but we thought if we let you know the differences, you can then make up your own mind. This video is also at a time, again I think I've said it before, it was during a transitional period. We were moving away from our SL camera and moving on to taking videos with our mobile phones. The mobile phones at the time weren't fantastic, but we gave them a go, but any videos we do hereafter will be all videos and not the SL camera. We've upgraded our phones and the videos are a better quality. Anyway, let's get to it. 3, 2, 1,
Go!
Timbavati UK. Hello South Africa. Check into hotel for the night, breakfast, back over to OR Tambo, board internal flight with Air Link, about 1 hour flight to Skukuza Airport in Kruger National Park. Pick up pre-booked SUV, we're on safari and heading for Sapatara Rest Camp. We used to drive from Joburg to Kruger, about a 5-hour drive covering some 400 kilometres. Nowadays we prefer the short internal flight. More expensive, yes, but a great save in time and energy. End result is a wide awake, more relaxed start to our safari. We would highly recommend it. Here is another thing we recommend all international visitors look into. Kruger National Park commands a daily conservation levy per person. For non-South African residents, this is 602 Rand. This price stands up to 31st of October 2026. At today's exchange rate, 21.90 Rand to the pound, it equates to about £27.50 per day. For two people, for say 12 days in the park, it adds up to £660, give or take. Here is a tip: buy a wildcard. Wildcard is an annual subscription giving access to all of South Africa's parks for 1 year. Whilst you may only visit Kruger, it is a saving. For international visitors, an all parks wildcard for a couple costs 7,310 Rand, about £334, a saving of £326. If a couple are in the park for more than 6 days, buy a wildcard. You can do this online when you visit the South African National Parks website, semparks.org. We use this website to book everything direct for Semparks: accommodation, early morning and evening game drives, bushwalks, etc. The website itself is worth visiting as it's full of useful information. While I'm at it, when you enter the park, albeit driving through one of the gates or flying in, you will be required to complete a gate registration and indemnity form. To save time, we download a copy of the form for the Kruger National Park and fill it in at home. The only thing we will need to enter on the day is the car registration number. This saves time and allows for a smoother and quicker entry to the park. We are always amazed at the build-up of people who are trying to find space and a pen to get this simple task done. While we are on a roll, there is more to see than the Big Five. If you fixate on the Big Five, you will miss out on the whole Kruger, the whole wilderness experience and all it has to offer, which is well-being in buckets. Not mentioned here, but there is the Ugly Five: warthog, hyena, wildebeest, also known as gnu, marabou stork, and any one of the vultures. A little unfair, we know. There are about 14,000 elephants in the park. If you have never driven near elephants before, we recommend this booklet. It will give you a better understanding of elephants and their behaviour. To recognise their body language and be able to translate their meanings will help you enjoy your sightings more and show deserving respect to these magnificent beasts. Anywho, time to enjoy the park. A small pack of wild dogs. We would catch up with them in about 7 days' time. At Sapatara Rest Camp, we spy some epauletted fruit bats in the tree above us. Just awesome. Time to leave Kruger National Park via Orpen Gate and head to Timbavati Private Nature Reserve. The short journey was interrupted by a large herd of Cape buffalo, roughly 800 or so, that held us up for about 40 minutes while they crossed the road in front of us, before we even left the Kruger National Park. After leaving Kruger, Timbavati is usually about a 1 hour drive that sees you kind of loop back on yourself, as Timbavati is on the western boundary of Kruger. Timbavati Private Nature Reserve is an unfenced 53,000 plus hectare wildlife area bordering the western edge of Kruger National Park. The reserve features luxury lodges and it shares a 50-kilometre unfenced border with Kruger, allowing animals to move freely. Here we are, Kambaku River Sands, named after a famous tusker called Kambaku, or Kambaku. More about him later. Kambaku River Sands delivers wonderful people, superb food, great facilities and a well-stocked wine cellar. 5-star luxury. Oh, and small herds of elephants come to drink from their plunge pool. How lovely, how absolutely charming. We head away from the main hall to find our lodge. The accommodation is luxurious, with great views of the bush from inside and outside on the decking area. It looks as if the elephants have had their fill of water and now browse and graze in front of us as we relax on our private decking. A fantastic start. Time for our first game drive. No more driving for us until we leave Kambaku for Kruger. Our ranger is called Palance and our tracker is Kenny.
We have a horn. They're still killing.
Palance is saying here that poachers would kill the rhino even with its horn removed, as it would put a stop to wasting time tracking it again in future. Poaching rhinos for their horns is endemic. It is for apparent qualities that don't scientifically exist. Despite being made only of keratin, the same material as hair and nails, the horns are falsely touted as cures for diseases like cancer and ailments like fevers, hangovers and impotence. Rhinos' horns are in high demand in Asian countries, especially China and Vietnam. The suffering and murder of these innocent creatures is for nothing. Such a waste, an act carried out ruthlessly and without true cause. The ignorance here is outstanding, the crime unforgivable. The intense demand has driven rhino populations to the brink of extinction, with thousands of animals lost to poaching. A pack of wild dogs, also known as painted dogs. We could watch African wild dogs all day.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
We can share.
In our experience, wherever you get leopards or wild dogs, a hyena is never far away. Anti-poaching teams in the Kruger and Private Nature Reserves put their lives on the line every day to try and protect rhinos. The Kruger National Park is vast, and I fear the battle there is being lost. We don't see rhinos in the Kruger like we used to anymore. Their numbers have decreased exponentially. So sad. We hope, really hope, the younger generations from the countries who are responsible for the most part see the light, and even if unable to change course with the older generation, they will educate and change course themselves and help save rhinos from extinction. Back to Kambeku for dinner. Outside apparently, until the heavens opened, so we moved inside. The rain stopped and more elephants visited, with a leopard strolling by in the background. A great end to our first day at Kambeku. A shortish bushwalk to kick off with. First lines of the day, a pride of 26, including the 2 adult males. For the time being, the sub-adult males are being tolerated, but it won't be long before they have to leave the pride and seek a coalition to join or form perhaps with its brothers. The lack of vegetation at this time of year means digging for tasty roots. Giraffes reaches the parts other mouths cannot. Back to Kambeku for brunch and a rest from the sun before a second game drive late afternoon. We love dung beetles and could watch them for hours. They are so industrious. Apparently they can navigate by the stars. They can also use the moon, sun and patterns of polarised light to navigate. Before rolling their ball, they climb on top and perform a 360-degree dance to observe the sky to set a straight course. This is another Pride of 26, quite a distance from the other. But how cool to see 2 large prides in one day. The birds here are the more rare yellow-billed oxpeckers. How lucky are we again this time to finish the day with a beautiful leopard. Time for a sundowner and then a leisurely drive back to Kambeku for dinner and drinks with a blotched longhorned antlion. Early start and first game of these zebras. One with a nasty gash, either a brush with death or chased through some vicious flora. Another beautiful leopard in no rush. A little later we stumbled upon wild dogs on the road. As we've said before, one of our favourite animals to see. It looked as if they had breakfast already. Dung beetle central. How cool is this? And yes, dung beetles can fly. Here is a pride of 24 lions, 26 when the 2 males are with them. One of the prides we enjoyed the company of the day before. They had brought down a buffalo. The insert in the top right is the same pride with the males a year earlier. They were on a buffalo too. This is a true story. The evening before we saw 2 dagger boys, 2 old male buffaloes near to the main hall while enjoying dinner. After retiring to our lodge, I enjoyed a wine or two outside on the decking, listening to sounds from the African bush in the pitch black. After about 40 minutes, I heard this almighty roar. It was a lion and it was very close. I thought it was going to be the last thing I would ever hear. It certainly got my attention. I stood up slowly, put my back to the wall, moved gingerly, sidestepping to the glass door, opened it and stepped inside and slid the door closed, without spilling a single drop of wine. After changing my trousers, I woke up Sharon, who, like myself, couldn't believe how close they were. I was nearly dinner after marinating myself in red wine for them. Oh goodness, that was a lucky escape. One of the lionesses decided to move her cubs away from the pride, while some of the pride went to a pan close by for a drink of cool water. A herd of magnificent ellies, and a very young un, sticking like glue to mum. Young hyenas at their den. It is a communal den where multiple mothers in the clan raise their cubs together. White rhino with the more common red-billed oxpeckers on its back. We followed this leopard for a while as it left its own scent and absorbing the scent of others through its Jacobson's organ, a specialised structure found in the nasal cavity of many animals and used primarily to detect pheromones. It plays a critical role in mating, social behaviour and territorial marking. A leopard is no threat here. The giraffe watches it walk past. This video clip is poor quality, but it was as good as the SLR camera could produce in fading light. Here we have a coalition of 4 male lions. They have been successful with the buffalo, and by the looks of things they are suffering from the meat sweats. There were a few hyenas hanging around, but at a sensible distance. A herd of elephants appeared with some youngsters amongst them. The elephants could smell the lions' presence, their trunks raised in the direction of where the lions were. A kind of standoff took place for a short period, but there was only going to be one outcome. Enough was enough, and the elephant herd stampeded the lions, who begrudgingly had to make an uncomfortable, hasty retreat with full bellies. The herd passed all around us. We will never forget the dust, noise and smells as the herd rushed past us. As quick as it started, it ended, and tranquility returned to the bush. Heading back to Kambaku, we found a quiet spot for sundowners before arriving in time for dinner, but not before Kenny found us a chameleon. A large silk moth found us at the dinner table. A few more people in Kambaku now, and a bushwalk to begin with, which won the vote. We must have been asleep or talking too much as we missed the vote. Don't mind bushwalks, we have done a few now. Getting older and we prefer the comfort of the vehicle nowadays, especially as our job at home involves a lot of walking. Anyhow, here is Sharon trying something from the bush that is very bitter. And we have a ranger's favourite, a baboon spider's home or nest. Like refreshments, then on with the drive. Elephants stripping bark. It's been a quiet game drive this morning, so back to Kambaku for a delicious brunch, a midday nap for me, bird watching from the deck for Sharon. Whilst driving along, looking for animals, it is a good time to ask your ranger any questions. Hyena cooling off. Hippos in a large pan and 2 rhinos on its shore, both rhinos with horns removed, as a deterrent to would-be poachers. Nonetheless, this has mixed success, as already mentioned. There are 2 terms for a herd of giraffes, as far as we are aware. If on the move, the term a journey of giraffes is used. If static, then it is a tower of giraffes. An impala with twins, bachelor herd of kudu's. Dwarf mongoose. Brown snake eagle, tawny or Wahlberg's eagle, leaning towards tawny. Tria gamma, southern white crown strike, juvenile red-billed buffalo weaver, magpie shrike and sociable spider's nest. More of our favourites. It's sad to see young life taken before it is even born, although we understand it is taken innocently. Sundowners, then back for dinner. The last day, last game drive begins. After a tip-off on the radio, we found many hyenas on a deceased old Cape buffalo in a small pool of water. Our guess is the buffalo either passed whilst cooling or seeking refuge from who knows what, or was hunted and killed in the pool, probably by lions, who had their fill and left the remains to others. Hyenas in numbers and in a coordinated effort can overcome old and young buffaloes. This sub-adult male lion had become separated from the pride, probably during a hunt. Hold tight, Kenny. Nerves of steel. Palance and Kenny were confident he would be reunited with the pride sooner rather than later. Thank you to all at Kambeku. Time to head back to Kruger National Park and Satara Rest Camp. Arrived back and checked in at Satara. We were scouting the perimeter and noticed a bull elephant drinking rather peculiarly. Animals don't complain, they adapt. This bull elephant had a problem with its trunk. Injury, infection or birth defect, who knows, but it just got on with it. His trunk could suck up water, but its muscles could not lift or manoeuvre its direction. He did not give in, he persevered. He worked out he could suck up water, swing its trunk and twist its head at the same time, allowing his trunk to flop over its right tusk, tilted his head and at the same time raising it whilst positioning his mouth to meet the end of his trunk, then releasing the water to earn a well-deserved refreshment. Bloody brilliant. A lesson in getting on with it, no matter the hand dealt. We wish we had recorded him doing it, but we were so in awe of his resilience, we were glued to it and enjoyed his strength and unequivocal energy to survive for himself and his species. We are at peace here. It is beautiful, it is brutal, it is thus. At the earliest possibility, we headed for the Elephant Museum at Letaba to find out more about Kambeku. Here we are. Kambeku means old elephant bull in Songa, implying reverence for a great animal such as this. He died just over 55 years old. He covered a huge tract in the Kruger from Satara and Auburn Road in the middle of the Kruger to Crocodile Bridge in the far south of the park, a range of over 100 miles, or in new money about 155 kilometres. Here are the stats for his tusks. Right tusk, length 259 centimetres or 8 feet 6 inches. It weighed in at 63.2 kilos or 140 pounds. Circumference at the lip line was 51 centimetres or 20 inches. The left tusk length was 265 centimetres or 8 feet 8 inches, weighing in at 64 kilo or 141 pounds. Circumference at the lip line was 52 centimetres or 20.5 inches. They are impressive statistics. The next few days we explored the Kruger from Satara down to Lower Sabi, including routes from and to Skakusa and Bergendal. Here are some of the highlights. Male and female southern masked weavers and nest colony, giant kingfisher, knob-billed comb ducks, yellow-billed stork, crocs, water monitor, sandpiper, hippozampod, young croc sharing some shade with a water thickney, African pied wagtail with terrapin, grey heron utilising a hippo's head, southern ground hornbill, greenwood hoopoe, laughing dove, Cape starling, Birchall starling, yellow-billed hornbills, also known as banana bird, Verrox's eagle owl, also known as giant eagle owl, Wahlberg's eagle, black-backed puffback, hammercop, white-backed vulture on nest, juvenile battler, red-crested coran, also known as suicide bird, a committee of vultures, a pair of African fish eagles, juvenile eagle we think, brown snake eagle, secretary bird, martial eagle on an Egyptian goose kill, Cape vulture sequence, crimson tip butterfly, rain frog, giant African snail, leopard tortoise, chameleon, dung beetles and rock monitor. Cape buffaloes with yellow-billed oxpeckers. The famous white line near Satara Rest Camp, known as Casper. He was in good condition when we caught up with him on the famous S100 dirt road, but unfortunately we understand he is not doing so well currently. A 90-year-old friend once said to us, "Getting old is not for the faint-hearted." The steenbok and martial eagle. Martial eagle will prey on steenboks given the chance. They stoop down from a steep dive and hit them with force, often killing them instantly. This martial eagle had been spotted in advance and a standoff ensued, with the little steenbok letting it be known to the eagle its hunt had been foiled and was over. Another favourite, warthogs. Hyenas at their den, by the looks of it, an old termite mound. Mating lions. We have spared you from the intimacy. It just doesn't feel right photographing animals mating. A large pride not too far away, enjoying a relaxing afternoon in the dry riverbed. On the way to the Taba Elephant Museum, this leopard walked out in front of us as we were closing in on Oliphant's Rest Camp for breakfast. This leopard was not far away from Chokwani picnic site. Small pack of wild dogs not far from Skukuza Airport turning, with the hooded vulture looking for scraps. This is the pack we saw on our first day in the Kruger this trip. A larger pack of wild dogs near Chokwani's picnic site. A cuddled puddle of painted dogs. We stumbled upon this pack of wild dogs some distance away. There were a few cars, nothing unusual there, as wild dogs are a crowd puller. More was going on than meets the eye. In the background there was a ranger parked and he was tracking the pack. The traffic was stopped and we heard some cracks. 3 wild dogs had been shot. Chill, the dogs had been darted. They wobbled a little, then laid down, then sleep. The ranger muzzled all 3, proceeded to move them to the side of the road and gave the all clear for the traffic to move. Not sure why the dogs had been darted on this occasion, but primarily it is for conservation, monitoring and veterinary intervention, specifically to collar them for tracking pack movements, removal, lethal poaching with snares, and vaccinate against diseases like rabies or distemper. We have been very, very fortunate to have seen 5 different packs of wild dogs on this trip. Gratitude. We have had a wonderful time. Plenty of fantastic sightings, 2 different safari experiences. Thank you Kruger, thank you Kambeku, thank you to all the friendly staff at both. Time to head home. Skukuza Airport to Johannesburg, a few beers and a meal at Mogambean, 11-hour international flight to UK, pick up car and home. Hello my booties, we missed you. Did you miss us?
Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Bye for now.
Bye.